I'm kind of shaken up, disturbed again. Uh, it's a history long. This guy sounded like the one who came on Facebook, and an Indian before him from Sri Sri says he's from Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, bugging me, bothering me. I had to just get him out of the profile and all this stuff to join Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji Art of Living, Yoga and all this. I felt bothered. Then I think he's the very dark man who bothered me on Facebook. Then he's come as Azan Verma. Oh God, I can't show you this. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. Then he came as Empowering Family. Sounds like this JJ guy. He told Azan Verma told me that his mother is. I was like, when did have Ismailis? When are the Ismailis allowed to marry non-Ismailis? I didn't know that. Then he told me now they're allowed or something. It's changed. And his voice also, this JJ guy's voice, sounds like Azan's. Told me he's in North America.
You're familiar with the Sikh community, with Punjabis.
Okay, this is the recent year ago or something, but a very old one. Let me show you. He was coughing.
No, I'm not. I thank you for.
Yeah, he also told me that originally, like his grandparents were African, from Africa, but his mother was Ismaili and his father Hindu. And I told him his voice, he doesn't sound like a young person. His voice doesn't suit his age.
No, I'm not blaming you about the elders thing. No. I'm not. I thought you had only said that.
Sounds African, right? But father Indian Hindu. Okay, let me show you the earlier. Please check if this guy, this JJ, is in Dubai or UAE. Please, if you can check that. The Indians, I can't trust them. They're doing, there's a lot of illegal stuff going on. I've seen illegal private taxis. Selling supari a long time ago, like in Dubai.
Correct. He's more thought out. He's more fluent. He plans things. I mean, I've been this past week watching so many. Correct. And I feel like in a way, the Quran is basically being. Yeah. Like for example, if tomorrow Imam says, okay, the situation in Canada is not that good.
Let me see the very early one from Azan Verma.
So if I'm reading this, I think what.
He said he was physically disabled, challenged.
No. What I meant was how the Smiley system is, or Smiley community is structured. Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear?
Yeah, this one sounds.
Okay, so the.ismaili Talika Mubarak of Maulana Hazar Imam, 13th December 2020.
Yeah, he's got this stuff from the, all gathered.
Well, in the latest message, it's called a Talika that he's. That's true, that's very true. You cannot really trust people. In today's day and age, I sure have had my fair share of experiences. But in the world there are some good people. But again, yes, we do have to be mindful. We do have to be cognizant, and we do have to treat people the way we want to be treated. Okay. I see what you're saying.
He's got all the information from he just gave me what is on Google search. You search it on YouTube.
So actually, one of the things His Highness Aga Khan advocates is for basically peace and like understanding between people. And like if you can't have basic understanding of people, then like there's nothing.
Yeah, here JJ sounds, because he's using a different phone or a different mic, more crisp. That's what he used in this previous live stream. Look at the chala. Look at all this. He's gathered information
Of true, like kind of the way forward. So that's why, in a way, I try to maintain as peaceful as I can. Obviously, no one's perfect. He's even said that no one is perfect. However, you have to try to maintain peace. You have to try to maintain respect and dignity, and you also have to try and. That's why, like for example, he says, for example, if somebody throws stones at you, you just let them and walk away. You don't engage with them and don't create problems out of a mountain. Basically, you understand? Like don't build a whole mountain out of one small issue or a small problem. I don't know. I just feel at that time like it was just very. Like not strange, but I cannot explain it. Like I said, like for me at that time, I was only 20 when Salim Lalani started his campaign, because it was in the year of 2020. I can't believe it's been 3 years. And I remember when he had the Zoom call. So at that point, I had said like that. That's why I had said I was surprised, because it's the first time somebody basically had spoken against Aga Khan in pure English. And when he had that Zoom call, it gave me a little bit of encouragement that, okay, you know what, somebody is actually standing up for His Highness. No. What I meant was like you were not fighting. Like I did not notice you fighting. There was only about 20 people in that Zoom call only. You were not fighting with Salim. You were like, actually I was shocked, because like at that time I did not know like people from outside community would go to as far lengths to defend Aga Khan himself. Because obviously you have Salim Lalani who is against Aga Khan, and you have people who are also defending Aga Khan. So to me that was like very new. It was not a matter of you arguing. I don't even think you were arguing or fighting with him. I think you were just like...
He says he was in the Zoom. This is... JJ sounded like him. Sturdy guy. And Empowering Family says, well, he said he's the group of people in this Empowering Family that came on YouTube, my channel.
Sorry, I couldn't respond to your audio. But see, this is what the Ismaili community, this is what the Ismaili Imamat has worked on. 2016, the Jubilee Games. See, the thing is I think in a way, the Quran was not meant for the majority Oh, no, no, not stress at all. No, I was just drinking some water, so I do apologize. No, I'm not stressed at all. No, no, no. And I really appreciate this dialogue. You know, there's no shouting, there's no commotion. I can definitely understand your side of the story. I wish I don't know how to explain it. Like, in Ismaili community, there is nothing to do with violence. Like, I at least have never heard of any kind of violence. Like, I know since it's like an Islamic group or claims to be an Islamic group, there is no violence in it. So I don't know where this whole violence came from the rest of the Muslims. Oh, it was in regards, that last audio was in regards to the second last audio you sent me with 1 minute and 36 seconds. Ah, yes, that is true. That is true. I 110%. Okay. That makes more sense. No, I completely understand. I will tell you how I look at everything and how I see things going. You may disagree, and I'd love to hear it once I'm finished recording. Like, it's some great analogy that you bring up, and we don't know exactly what. Yes, I can see where you're coming from. Okay, now this I am no expert on, so I mean, if you. Oh, yes, okay, I understand what you're saying. No, so I'll tell you right now, any page you see that is like in regards to his son or anything like. No, I can tell you, even before Salim Lalani, there has been people that have wanted to destroy the Ismaili community by far. Like, there's Akbar Khoja, there's so many other people. This is not new. Even before Aga Khan, Sultan Muhammad Shah, that's what happened. That's where the story of Muhammad Ali Jinnah came from, and people don't know about that story. So, no, Aga Khan doesn't want anyone to come and speak badly about him, or he doesn't ask anyone to basically go and basically defame the Ismaili community. That's just not something that happens behind closed doors in a room or in a meeting. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think Salim Lalani. No, like, what I meant was, like, Salim Lalani has been trying to get petitions and everything against him to take him to the court. So that's why I'm saying, like, if that were to happen, then at that point he will come to the court. Otherwise, there are 6 Ismaili centers, Dubai, Lisbon, Tajikistan, Dushanbe. No, trust me. The Ismaili community would never send it. Just saying as an example, like, if something were to happen, I think the only thing that Aga Khan could do would be to, basically go lawsuit to lawsuit with him. In fact, Salim Lalani. No, of course, and I just heard your video, and that's totally okay. Like I said, Hazrat Imam does not care about what Salim Lalani is doing or what anybody says to him, right? There's a saying, let the man dogs bark, I have work to do, right? So many people have left the community. He doesn't have time for it, he doesn't really have time for it, right? But nonetheless, he will never harm anybody. I'll tell you, from what I've heard from my family members and those who have met him, he is the most peacefulest guy you will ever know. In fact, there was a president of his community at the time in 2000, from 2000 to 2005, and the leader of the community was going through a lot of crises, and Hazrat Imam actually told him, he said, listen, you do what you think is right, I'll offer my advice. And thankfully now he has his own business, he's doing better than ever, and it's been amazing. So when you meet, and inshallah, hopefully you'll get to meet Hazrat Imam. It's a very, very, God willing, if you get to meet him, he's a great individual. He will never hurt anyone, he'll never attack you unless like Salim Lalani is a bit excessive in what he's doing and what he's saying. And if he keeps going, there might have to be a lawsuit against him or something, because I don't know whether, like, if the Imamate offices will allow Salim Lalani to keep doing what he's doing. But other than that, he cannot harm anybody. He will not harm anybody. He says, you believe what you want to believe, but let our community be in peace. Sorry, the audio cut again. I was recording a minute and 51 seconds in, and it cut. Basically, what I was saying was, thank you so much for sharing this. And I'll tell you that we believe as Ismailis that Imam Ali was just the first Imam. That's all we believe. We don't believe he's a hero. We don't believe he's a god. We just believe that at Ghadir Qum, he got the permission or whatever have you, to lead the Shias. Then at that point there was all the break-offs with 12ers, with the 12 Imams, the Zaydis, and then Ismailis believe that there's an unbroken chain of Imamat, thus leading to Hazrat Imam Diyar Khan. Now I'll tell you, I'm the reason why I was it seems like I was not well is because I hate when people talk bad about our community, about Hazrat Imam. How can people have the audacity to talk about Hazrat Imam? Put religion aside. If we look at what His Highness Daga Khan has done, the awards he has won, the recognition that he has, as you said, he does not just help Ismailis, but he helps humanity. He does not need to. He is giving his life. If you look at his photos, unfortunately, he does look quite tired. Why is that? Because nobody else cares about what he is doing. Nobody cares about the work he is doing. They just want to say, oh yeah, Aga Khan is this, Aga Khan is that, Aga Khan is this, Aga Khan is that. Look at what he is doing. And like you said beautifully, the Aga Khan hospital, anyone can go to. Aga Khan school, anyone can go to. Now the misconception here is actually the Jamaat Khanas. Only thing is Ismailis cannot come in during prayer. However, if you've noticed, I don't know in Pakistan because there's no Ismaili center in Pakistan, but at the Ismaili centers there are actually things being built in the Jamaat Khanas, like social halls, like various areas where, and we don't use the word non-Ismaili, we use the word multi-faith. Family members or multi-faith community members can come and can actually sit in the social halls. So now in the Ismaili centers and the new Jamaat Khanas that are being built, they have spaces for people to come inside, so we don't say, okay, you can't come in during prayer. It's just during the prayer. And that too, I don't know if that will ever change. I don't know when that will change. But yeah, we don't consider Aga Khan God. We consider Aga Khan basically as that person to hold our hand through life's challenges, through life's difficulties, to basically guide us to live ethically and morally. That's about it. It's as simple as that, like a teacher, like a guru, or like somebody who just gives you sermons and you take those sermons. Now that guidance is not there for everyone. If you don't want that guidance, you don't have to take it. But for other people, it gives them confidence. Like myself, I'll say, Hazrat Imam's guidance gives me a lot of confidence. What he says gives me a lot of confidence, a lot to look forward to, gives me strength. In fact, the other day, we were celebrating Imamat Day, and I was dancing than ever before. I was, eating biryani, I was drinking sharbat, so it was just a very, very happy day. And, I live and breathe and dream Ismaili community, but when I hear people talk bad about it, that's when I get really upset. And that's why I was upset, because I thought, maybe some people are going to talk bad about him. And, for every reason, you can talk bad about him, but no. Thankfully, he's doing well, and he's continuing the work that he's doing. Unfortunately, on July 11th, there was a message where he sent the message. He said, his age is slowing him down, so his family is assisting him in the Jamaati work, but he is doing well, and he's okay. But just travel, he cannot travel due to old age at this time.
Oh yes, and I was told
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why this keeps cutting off, but no, I wanted to thank you for sharing Alicia's story, and I will admit I was scared at first when you were lashing out before, but I'll tell you, it's something I have to work on. I've just never been shouted at before. Well, I used to be shouted at, but I've always heard people just being civil, and I've not really had anyone kind of shout at me, so it was definitely new for me. And just know if you do lash out, I will give you space. I'll just walk away from the situation, and then once you're feeling better, I'll be more than happy to return. So in that regard, I hope that's okay. Giving your space. If you do ever feel like you need to lash out or something happens and you are angry, I do not want to interfere with your kind of healing process or getting through it the way you get through it. So I hope that's okay. And like I said, no, you're right, and His Highness is doing well, and I'm glad that you don't speak up against Salim Lalani. It's not worth it. Like I said, our community, if you want to leave the community, that's totally up to you. For people who want to leave the community and don't make any noise, that's totally fine. For people who want to make noise, you can tell not a lot of Ismailis really pay attention, because we just really don't care, right? Whether there's 5 people in the community, whether there's 100,000, whether there's a million, whether there's 5 million. If you want to be a part of the community, you can. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. We don't hold anyone accountable, and I think that's one of the many beauties of our community, that we don't hold anyone accountable. I'll say lastly as well, I'm very thankful to His Highness, like I said. Ismaili community is a very, very unique history, and I don't know if you know Nasir Khusro, and this is interesting for me because he was Sunni. He left the Muslims, and there was something he said. He's like, whose hand should I, put? Whose shoulder should I put my hand on? Who should I trust? Who should I really follow? And at the time, I believe it was somebody. They said, if you put your hand here, it will guide you. It will help you. And from that, Nasir Khusro basically, they were the Central Asian Jamaat, basically the Jamaat of Syria. They are the first Ismailis, right? Like my forefathers were not Ismaili. My forefathers were Hindu. They became Ismaili afterwards. So it's really credit to the Central Asians and to the Syrians who are really strong on the faith and in the community.
Yeah, so this I didn't know. I forgot that he's given me such details which are not found on Google search. But this guy, JJ, sounded a bit like him when his voice is crisp, your Azan Barmas. So thank God I looked at the previous live streams, the messages, voice messages here on Facebook Messenger. Checked his messages.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing. Wow, that's amazing. And I'll say this actually in the Ismaili community. Thank you so much, Zara. I just listened to your second audio, and I just wanted to say that I hope that everything works out. I just wanted to add the suggestion for the live stream. But so far, you're doing really well. Keep up the work, and I pray that you can carry out your duties successfully, carry out your work successfully, and may you always continue to have strength, may you always continue to have peace, may you always continue to keep up your passion, and always stay happy. No matter how much negativity there is, always find moments of happiness. And I'll say this, just don't let anyone distract you. You're doing a great job, and I feel like, little encouragements like this will go a long way. And so I guess I'll ask, what is next for your kind of journey of after you've covered the Quran and everything. What is next? And I still remember one story you told me. Sorry to talk about it if it bothers you, because I know somehow Ismaili community is also something that I don't know whether you are fond of it or whether you are not fond of it, but I know you mentioned about some story you had about a vision of Hazrat Aga Khan, and how you wanted to become Ismaili, and then basically he said, no, don't become. I've just been stumbling upon that story for for some reason. I guess it was a dream that you had or something like that. But I found it was very, very interesting. Sorry if it causes any issues. I just wanted to know about it. And yeah, and like you said, like the Ismaili community is very kind. You know, that's something. Like I said. But really, really, I really, just found it interesting how you shared about the Ismaili community, and yeah, thank you so much. No, and you don't have to thank me. And you know what? I'll say this again. I'm proud of you. I think after that message was put by Empowering Family that we should respect Zara and we should not make comments about her, because, like I said, everyone learns differently. I have a learning disability myself, so the pace it takes for me to learn or to do certain things takes time. Like it takes time, and we need to be understanding when coming to somebody's channel. That should be moral respect and moral code. And I'll say, I think after that message, you have really, really been amazing. The way you have handled yourself, the way you have allowed people to the way you have allowed people to come and to just learn and to just basically be there if they are respectful. Because I think if they are not being respectful and they are just trying to go away from what you are doing, your work, then they should be kicked out. But you are doing a great job so far, and I can see the improvement. I can feel peace in your voice. I know before you were still figuring it out, and it takes time. It takes time, Zara. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It takes time, but it's those little steps that you take that will go a long way. That will really, really, really go a long way. And like I said, I'm sorry for everything before. I do like to keep my identity private, not on the videos or anything like that. But I hope whatever conversation you and I have can remain like this and can stay just between us. And I'm very, very happy that you are feeling better. And you don't have to apologize at all. In fact, I again should apologize for approaching you so randomly at the very beginning. I know we met through the Salim Ladani's channel, but very, very amazing to hear from you again. And thank you so much for everything. I've noticed that this Ali guy and a few others have tried to distract you from your work. And like I said, whether it's a good channel, not a good channel, like just as an example, like people talk about certain things and so on and so forth. When you are invited to someone's channel, you are required to be respectful. You are required to listen to the person who is delivering that video and that live stream at that point in time. So I feel like you should maybe, and if you can get some help on this with a team, I don't know exactly like if there's anyone out there that you trust or anyone you can work with, but maybe I was thinking you can have like a round discussion, like a live stream discussion, like not like somebody can text in the chat, but maybe you can give opportunity for somebody to come forward, and you can say that I'm ex-Shia. You can bring other Shias, you can bring Sunnis, and then you can have like a discussion, not like a debate, but just like a discussion, because I think that will be a good for you to basically get things in perspective and share ideas with the people. But so far you're doing a very good job, and just continue with that. Just I wanted to add this as an idea. I don't know whether you have done this in the past, but you're doing a very good job. I'm learning a lot. I'm really learning a lot, and no matter what I'm following, I can see the different contradictions, and I definitely understand, because for me I have always been confused, because like I said, I'm 23 years old, but I'm learning still. I'll admit it, I'm learning, and I think for me where I'm kind of confused is that we in the Ismaili community we have His Highness Al Khan. And believe me, sure, some people disagree with him, blah, 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 blah. But some of the things he says, it just really puts life into a whole different perspective. I cannot put it into words. but it is really, it's like that, it's like a guide to kind of help you in difficult times. Even though, like, for example, I believe that when you are in this world, God has done this job. Now, if you want to give Bhagwan, if you want to give Krishna, if you want to give Jesus, if you want to give any name of God, once you are in this world, God has already given you the attributes and the things that you need to basically live life. And the choices that you make are yours. God has given you the brain, yes. God has given you the words, yes. God is going to give you the knowledge, yes. However, when we pray, I think we pray to give thanks to God. We don't give thanks for God, we give thanks to thank God. Just to give you a little bit of backstory, so Empowering Family started with myself and a group of three people, three Smileys, and I think I shared with you when we were talking before that I had the chance to go to Aga Khan's Diamond Jubilee celebration in Lisbon, Portugal, where there were about a few 100,000 Ismailis from about 27 countries. And so at that time I made a lot of friends from different parts of the world, thankfully. And we started something called Empowering Family to kind of engage Ismaili youth from different parts of the world in a time where basically communication was cut off, at least virtually was not cut off, but face to face and everything. So we thought of starting something like that. And because now I'm in a lot of Jamaati work and in works in the Jamaat Khana space, I can no longer be as active as I was before. But actually, I'm glad I shared today the link of Mansur al-Halaj. That was actually me, because I have heard this, and I have heard this Mansur al-Halaj in Betul Kyal. Betul Kyal basically is a Ismaili tariqa practice, and I guess because I have heard that Ismaili faith is a bit of a Sufi tariqa, that Mansur al-Halaj actually was in after he was at 12 when he got killed because he claimed that he was one with God. That's why I had heard this term Fanif Allah, which basically means one with God. So in the Ismaili tariqa, from what I know, we are basically we are encouraged to be one with God. Fanif Allah, be one with God. Right? That's why we have the Bandagi practice, and the Bandagi practice in Ismaili tariqa, I think Sufi tariqa also has it, some sort of meditation like that. But that is supposed to be your time to be one with God. And even outside of that, you are supposed to maintain that oneness with God. So I just wanted to share that during your video when you were talking about it at that certain time. And I feel like it plays a very important part, because I'll have you know, actually, because I have now had a bit more time. I have been studying like I said, I'm not that interested in Quran, and I'll be honest, I don't think Ismailis are even into Quran that much. However, I think that like I said, for me, like for example, I like the Ismaili community, at least aspects of it, even if it is not really right. But there are aspects of it which I really, really like, and I'm sure you can agree with me as to why. But when I watch the rest of the Muslim community, I'm just baffled. Like, I'm just so confused and so questioning. Like, how can majority people follow this? Like, in a way, I'm thankful that in Ismaili community, we do not do this, that, or contradict ourselves or backstab ourselves or come up with claims that just make no sense. Like, I agree, sure, in Ismaili community, some claims, they are a bit confusing. But we do not go to the extent to basically say that, okay, this is this, and if you don't do this, you're going to hell. Or this and this happened, and that happened, and, no, that's not true at all. I'll share with you my view from what I've learned so far, and then I would love to get your input. But actually, in the last recording before it stopped, I was going to suggest, why don't you have something. I've noticed that this Ali guy and few others have tried to distract you from. Hello Zara, I hope you're well. And thank you so much for the reminder that Messenger only has 5 minute max. I actually did not know that at all, so I really appreciate that information. I first want to say, I'm really sorry for how things ended last time. I know that you've been through a lot in your life, and watching your live streams, actually, I'll be honest with you, I've watched your live streams over the last few weeks. Not as active, like today, for example, I watched. And I have a very, very small confession to make. Like not just me, actually it's a shared account, but I help run the Empowering Family. It's no longer something that is active, but actually I'll give you a little bit of a story behind it. And I remember one episode which my friend was watching at the time, and I came and I told him to, because at that time I think the ex-Shia guy was in there, and they were like trying to make fun of you, like in terms of the way you kind of talk, and like the way you, since you have like since you are you basically deliver at your pace, right? Like for example, like if somebody has kind of like disability or like the case that you have mentioned for yourself. So that's when I wrote like that we should be respectful of Zara because she is the one who is doing this. Now it doesn't matter any channel, whether it is like someone who is contradicting something, someone who is teaching you something. You do not just come onto the channel and you don't like make fun of them. And that's why I told my friend, I said, he's from India. I'll give you a little bit more story about everything in a bit, but he's from India. And I told him, I said, you need to write this to Zara ma'am. And he wrote it. And I think that gave you like a lot of strength and courage, because I have noticed now that you are more confident and you're speaking, very, very well. And I want to say I'm very, very sorry for what you've been through. Very, very sorry. But in life, it's how you bounce back. And from watching your last few episodes, I can mostly tell that you have been more at peace, you've been more kind, you've allowed people to come and express themselves respectfully, I hope. And I feel like I can feel it in your voice, it's become a lot more better. So I really am really, really happy to hear that. I'll record the next bit so that way I can stop it at this. But I just wanted to start with this message here, and I can't wait to hear from you.
So he's saying that he's from Empowering Family. They created this account, and I was supposed to keep it a secret. And it's not only him, it's a group of Ismailis.
Hello Zara, I hope you're well. And thank you so much for the reminder that Messenger only has 5 minute max. I actually did not know that at all, so I really appreciate that information. I first want to say, I'm really sorry for how things ended last time. I know that you've been through a lot in your life, and watching your live streams, actually I'll be honest with you, I've watched your live streams over the last few weeks. Not as active, like today for example I watched. And I have a very, very small confession to make. Like not just me, actually it's a shared account, but I help run the Empowering Family. It's no longer...
I help run the Empowering Family. Empowering Family here? Who I made the moderator on my channel, because Azan Verma says he helped make the Empowering Family.
Something that is active, but actually I'll give you a little bit of a story behind it. And I remember one episode which my friend was watching at the time, and I came and I told him to, because at that time I think the ex-Shia guy was in there, and they were like trying to make fun of you, like in terms of the way you kind of talk, and like the way you, since you have like since you are you basically deliver at your...
He's a psychopath. He comes and makes fun. Started to use my mental health.
case, right? Like, for example, like if somebody has kind of like disability or like the case that you have mentioned for yourself. So that's when I wrote, like, that we should be respectful of Zara because she is the one who is doing this. Now, it doesn't matter any channel, whether it is like someone who is contradicting something, someone who is teaching you something. You do not just come onto the channel and you don't like make fun of them. And that's why I told my friend, I said, my friend.
No, if I don't trust them, I thought he was a Shia. This Ali Shah was a Shia still, and leading to Maula Ali all the time about Quran interpretation. So he didn't like that I didn't trust him. And he started coming and using my mental illness and all this.
Oh gosh, Zara ma'am, I'm really sorry. I know you want me to call you just Zara, but I was recording a 5-minute audio and then all of a sudden it just stopped. So give me a few minutes and I'll record it again. Please give me about a few minutes if you don't mind.
So he has an Indian friend also. So could it be his Indian friends here? I'm looking for something more. Let's see this one.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah. I just felt bad, I didn't mean to do anything. I know, I just, for me, like, I was just fascinated, those stories that you shared about the hairdresser and everything, like.
Oh, God. So he knows some inside, he has some inside information about the Ismailis.
That really made my day hearing that, and I will say this: no matter who you are, the Ismaili Jamaat has always been taught to care for your fellow human beings, to engage with your fellow, your fellow friends, and to engage in the wider community because. Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, he said, I'll mess up his words here, but he said, the Somali community represents the very best of Canada. They don't just close themselves off, but they love to open themselves up to members of the wider community. And I think that is a testament to what Hazrat Imam has taught us, since day one. So, wow, you made me emotional, really. I don't know what to say. This is really emotional. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. Wow. These are inspirational stories. If you don't mind, if you're comfortable sharing, are you able to share some of the encounters you've had with the Smileys and kind of how that's made you feel? Because this is really heart-touching, really. Oh no, okay, then I guess whatever you have seen publicly is what I have seen. I don't have any private ones. Yeah, that's basically it. Then whatever you have access to on the internet, like the Smiley or the Smiley, YouTube channel, they have a lot of good videos. If you want to watch, like you said, you are from Dubai and you are also living in UK. I can send you the visits when Hazrat Imam visited the UK and he visited Dubai, if you want. I don't know if you can hear me, but I was wondering, like, do you want me to send you some, like, links on the Smiley community and, like, the Smiley Jamaat and kind of, like, the work that the Smiley community is doing? Or do you have already that?
Now, this is a slightly British accent, isn't it?
Knowledge, or do you want to learn about it?
No.
Because I'm wondering if maybe I can offer my services as an Ismaili maybe I can send you some resources that you can look at, that you can watch, and maybe I can get your input on what you think. I know you said that it'll take some time because right now you're just focusing on Islam itself, but maybe if you want, I can send you resources. If I can be of any contribution in any way. I don't know if you can hear me, but I was wondering, like, do you want me to send you some, like, links on the Ismaili
Same voice, but different accent.
community, like the Ismaili Jamaat, and kind of like the work that the Ismaili community is doing? Or or do you have already that knowledge, or do you want to learn about it? Because I'm wondering if maybe I can offer my services.
My services. It's a British accent.
As an Ismaili, maybe I can send you some resources that you can look at, that you can watch, and maybe I can get your input on what you think. I know you said that it'll take some time because right now you're just focusing on Islam itself.
Oh my God. Look at what they've done to me. So there's a Britisher also who sounds like, but there's African accent, and this one was a Britisher. British accent, but sounds like the same person, although with a different accent.
Maybe if you want, I can send you resources. If I can be of any contribution in any way.
Okay, now he sounds...
I don't know if you can hear me, but I was wondering, like, do you want me to send you some, like, links on the Ismaili...
This is strange.
That's fine, that's fine. You are free. You are free to do whatever you want to do. Like, I cannot stop. Ah, yes, the mantras. I know one. Bhurhuvaswah. Dastare ture varenyam. Bhargo devasya devahi. Diyo yona prachodaya. Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Okay, so he's using his friends, and how they change. They keep the same voice, so they're using a voice changer. Sometimes one of this has a British accent. How can he be in North America?
And I hope that your days are filled with happiness. That's fine. Leave it. I'm okay. Whatever it is, it was a mistake. It was something that was done because, I had, like I said, I take accountability for bringing up the part I wasn't supposed to bring up, and we agreed we wouldn't talk about anything to do with Islam. That's on me. So I do apologize. And anyway, what time is it where you are? You must be tired, and I don't want to. No worries, Zara, man. Don't stress it. Whenever you get a chance, however long it takes, I don't mind. And thank you again for agreeing to delete it and to respect my privacy at this time. The other day, I actually there's a Ginan. As you know, Ginans are from the literature, and this is my favorite line. Ginans I always sing from the heart, so I hope you like this. Koi kenima karashonida koi kenima karashonida gatama hai avine karo hai zinda. So basically the gist of this Gnan is like you are coming in humility into the prayer setting, and you are basically you're getting into the state. Yeah, he's very good. Could you also possibly take them down from Facebook as well? Look, I'm not afraid. Like I said, like as long as those videos are kept private or deleted in some way, I'm not afraid. In fact, that's why I wanted to be transparent with you because I know I wasn't today, and I wanted to give you the story. Okay, I have no. Like I said, we all have stories. You have a story. I have a story, and that's what makes us unique. That's why we are here. My story will be different from your story. My story will be different from my dad's story. My hello. Oh yeah. Yes. You're right. In fact, Hinduism. I love it a lot. I love the religion. My dad is a Hindu. In fact, I can sing some bhajans. तेरे द्वार गए भगवान हो तेरे द्वार गरा भगवान भगत पर तेरे जोली परक पर तेरे जोली. Then there is also तुम ही हो माता तुम ही सहारे. I'll also come on your live stream in the comments, and I'll send him an apology. Like I said, I just knew that you two were going back and forth, so I wasn't actually sure as to what was going on. But I know from your perspective, you were probably like, why this guy is like defending in such a way, and you were probably laughing at him. But I don't know, that was. Yeah, the girl who called me a pig, she was I believe she was Sunni at the time. She's still Sunni, like she was wearing hijab and everything. So I was a little bit shocked. I said, as a Muslim community, we cannot hate each other. Like just a general human being, we cannot hate each other like this. Yeah, that too. I think you were getting annoyed because he was asking these questions and I know that you believe that Islam is not good. So at that time I was like thinking to myself, okay, maybe he might seem educated. That's why I was trying to tell you, like, this guy doesn't seem very educated, but he's trying to learn. Like, we're all trying to learn. I should not have said that. In fact, if you see him next time, or if you have his contact, please let him know that I do apologize.
God knows if he is you or your friend.
To say that at all.
So you're building the trust.
No, of course. I totally understand that. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I should not have called him uneducated, but it just annoys me that there is this divide. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into that. But being an Ismaili, I don't know even much about Islam. In fact, like I said, people one day I remember when I was living in my old city. This is 4 cities ago. I told somebody I was an Ismaili, and they called me a pig. Can you imagine? They told me Ismailis were pigs. Can you imagine this? No, that's okay, Zara. That's okay. And maybe one day.
Are these Indians making?
Yeah, that too. I think you were getting annoyed because he was asking these questions Yeah, the girl who called me a pig, she was I believe she was Sunni at the time. She's still Sunni, like she was wearing hijab and everything. So I was a little bit shocked. I said, as a Muslim community, we cannot hate each other. Like just a general human being, we cannot hate each other like this. No, that's okay, Zara. That's okay.
How far can they go?
And maybe one day, hopefully, you can see maybe in fact, I don't know whether you are in UK or not, but I came to UK in 2018 after Lisbon, when I went to Lisbon, Portugal for Hawzi Imam's celebration of the Diamond Jubilee. In fact, I'll send you a video, you can watch it. It's a very nice video. You will love it. The whole Gobat Jamaat got together in Lisbon, Portugal. After that, I went to UK, and I went to visit Ismaili Center London. I went to visit the Aga Khan
maybe that's
Center.
why his accent changed.
And it's my goal actually to visit all the Ismaili centers around the world. The one in Dubai, I visited the one in UK, I visited the one in Portugal, the one in Houston, I really want to go for the opening. So I'm very, very excited, and I love to travel. So hopefully one
Fippy's
day
Indian
we
friend
can meet
here.
upon
Now
travels.
they're sending Indian people to harass me.
No, of course, Zara, ma'am. Even I had ADHD and I had ODD actually, and I was on medication. And what I've realized is that people come with emotions, with different, whether it's happiness, sadness, whether it's, joy moments, whether it's sad moments. People come with different emotions, with different feelings, experience different things, and that's okay. Okay, and like I said, I hope that we can continue just to keep in touch like this, to be civil. Yes, Alamud, yeah, the Alamud period. See, I was reading about the Fatimids, and again, this is just from the little knowledge that I have. But the Fatimids were not just home for Ismailis, but were home for many people, right? Unfortunately, the fortresses were burnt. Things were, ruined. But to the point, like, sure, the Ismaili community has had a history of, we have fought, we have hidden, we have sacrificed, we have migrated, we have done so much. I mean, look at the Jamaat in Tajikistan. They didn't have contact with the Imam for 40 years. For 40 years, they didn't have any physical contact with the Imam. But anyway, no, you're 100% right, and thank you so much for that, for explaining that side. I know that, like I said, I knew that you were not like against Hazi Imam in any way. In fact, you were trying to get Salim to stop what he was doing, but unfortunately, it hasn't worked out. Yes, I am aware. Alamut and sorry, I forgot what you said here. Let me listen to it again. And I'll say this, I'm happy with what I went through. I'm really happy. Because I believe that out there were messages. And it's funny, I'll give you an example. Okay? And, it's funny because life is a story. Life is a story in so many different ways. And when I was growing up, like I said, I didn't have a lot of friends. But I realized that friends would come to me if I was myself. So if I'm being honest, in high school and elementary school, I was trying to find myself. I still didn't know who I was yet. But as time went on in high school, I found out who I was. And I realized that when you're yourself, the right people will come to you. And I'll give you an example. I met some guy in my local city. We didn't know that we were both from the same community. He was working at a pizza store. Little did I know, we actually had followed each other on Facebook the day before. But I didn't know this was going to be him delivering my food. It turns out to be him. And this is beautiful. Sorry, my last audio cut off. I don't know what happened. I might have pressed the wrong button. But if I can say anything, it's continue to make a difference from here on out. I know that we are working on this, this story that you're doing on your YouTube. I know that you're working on it passionately, and I respect that. And I would say, don't let anyone come in the way. Do what's right for you. Write your story. Because at the end of the day, right, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then why are you doing it? But if you're happy, then keep doing what makes you happy. Keep doing what motivates you. And that'll be success for you. And I hope one day, like I said, that we can meet. There are a lot of amazing people in this world, and I hope and pray that those people, that we can all meet one day. Because there's a lot of goodness in this world. Not a lot of it is goodness, but people like you and me, we're amazing people, right? And it's my prayer, and it's my hope, and it's sure. If that's I understand that, and I'll take your advice But I would love to just check up on you once in a while, if that's okay, just to make sure you're doing okay, just to make sure that, because like I said, you never know what someone is going through, and I would love the honors to check up on you once in a while, just say, hey Zara ma'am, how are you? How are your days going? So I hope I can check up on you in that regard, because you never know what someone is going through. And I want to make sure that no matter what you're going through in life, that, that I can hopefully, you can lean on someone like me, like just to, say, hey Adhan, I'm doing well, thank you so much for checking in. Because all it takes is one message to make someone's day. Okay? Always know that you're an amazing person, okay? And that we all... No, listen, I want that. I want to keep in touch with you, Zara ma'am, and, I believe that, we don't have to talk about religion, and that's, again, my fault. I take full accountability for whatever had transpired today. I'm really, really sorry from the bottom of my heart. I place my hand on my heart, and I ask for forgiveness. I'm sorry. Okay, and I promise you it won't happen again. And like I said, I know what you're going through. In fact, like two of my family members suffer from related illnesses as well, in terms of like how their brain operates, and everyone operates differently, and that's totally okay. Okay, my girlfriend actually is a psychologist, so she has always been like the light of my life, and she's really helpful. So I totally understand. Don't ever have to you don't ever have to apologize, and I totally understand, and always know that in the darkest moments you can always talk to... No, Zara ma'am, I'll tell you the truth. I was born in Ismaili. My mom was an only mother, okay, like I said. And I'm having open dialogue with you because I believe that, I think we need to come to this point. I know when we first met, we didn't really come to this point. It was all about Islam and all that. But I'm telling you, I don't want this to go into any kind of religion topic, but I'll tell you my story, okay? So when I was born, I was given bayah, thankfully, to basically allegiance to the Imam, to Haji Imam. And like I said, my mom was an only mother at the time, and she gave me bayah. And like I said, while I was growing up, for 4 years of my life, 4 or 5 years of my life, I was walking with a walker, with cast on my feet. Can you imagine? So then after that, I had operations. I had Botox needles in my legs, 3 each side. It pained so much, Zara ma'am. It pained so much. But through it all, when I went to Jamaat Khana, I found strength. I found solace. And when I heard the guidance of the Imam, they're called farmans, okay, and please, like I said, please try to keep this between you and I. They're called farmans. When I heard those farmans, right, about building a better life, helping others, being confident, upgrading your skills, you can, I'm a big believer, you can sit and do nothing. Even if you help one person, even if you do something to make a little impact in someone's life, that's something that you'll be...
I have to be honest about this.
But that's fine. I totally understand about the losing your cool and everything. I know you had told me that, and I do respect that. And thank you, Zara. Thank you. And no, actually, the M16 comment was based on, I think, yesterday or day before yesterday. M16 was commenting on your YouTube, and you guys were going back and forth because you said don't try to defend Islam. Like he was saying, like Islam is faith of a tolerant faith. Islam will give you happiness or whatever, and you guys were going back and forth. That's all I meant. I thought it was a bit of a banter back and forth. I didn't mean anything else by it. No, I was just. I'll tell you the truth, okay? And I think it's. I'll tell you where my curiosity came from. What happened was because, like, within community where I'm from, I was always, and I know that there are different people around the world who, have left for various reasons the community. And I remember I joined one of Salim Uncle's live streams, and you were on there, you were live on there, and I think you guys were arguing about something. I can't remember what it was, but I remember you two were arguing about something. And that really got to me because, in a way, I respected the fact that, okay, somebody has actually stood up for the community outside of the Ismaili community. I wasn't really aware that someone would be possible of that. And then time came when, because I don't, like I said, I don't like to have an online presence. I'm a very quiet person. In fact, I'm not supposed to even be on social media because my parents don't like me being on it. Anyhow, I was very curious in terms of to see what kind of hatred was going towards Hazrat Imam, and to see what kind of, because I didn't think that Salim Lalani would last long, and his views have gone down, thankfully, but it hurt inside, it really hurt. I'm sorry, that was my fault. I had a question in my mind and I just wanted to ask you. I didn't phrase it properly. What all I meant was, I was curious as to like how Islam as a whole got to 1.5 billion followers, if anything. I was just curious about the number. That's all. I just wanted to get your input on the number of Muslims that there are around the world. That's all I wanted to know. And I'm sorry that I didn't articulate that properly. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that whatever I did to hurt you, I'm really sorry. I don't know what I did even. I don't know anything what I caused. I know you told me during the week that you were dealing with some things, and I understood that, okay? I have a physical disability myself. I know what it's like. Please, I don't want to fight. I don't know where this came from. No, I did not want to do that. That's... Please, ma'am, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not mean to make you upset today or anything. I don't know what has transpired, and I apologize for that. I'm praying for you, for your strength, for your peace, and for your happiness. No, I'm not your stepbrother. I don't have any siblings, ma'am. I don't have any siblings. I'm an only child. I don't have any, at least that I'm aware of, I hope. I have not been aware of any siblings, any step siblings that I have, so you have mistaken me for the wrong person, ma'am. Okay, please don't get angry at me, but this is how I'm trying to learn it. Okay, so say that the focus should not be on Aga Khan. My confusion is that now everybody thinks that these different sects like Ismailis, Boras, Twelvers, they are insulting Islam because there is no Imam, even especially like you said, your father was not a fan of Hazrat Imam. But like you said, the focus should not be on Hazrat Imam, the focus should be on the root problem. So if I don't want to leave Islam,
there are different men there in the background. Sounds quite...
Ismailism, then what is my, how can I kind of help the problem? How can I help the issue if I don't want to leave Ismailism? What part can I play to make other people aware? Okay, I guess the question I have for you then is Ismailism the issue? Ismailism being a part of Islam, is that
Oh my God, there are men in the background.
And please, like, I'm sorry that once again, I'm really sorry. I should have told you. I know that you said that, to work with you, and I'm here to work with you and understand you because I know you said that you're having a lot of difficulty in various areas, and I'm sorry about that. What I mean is that basically, like, being Ismaili, I feel a little bit something like, not. I feel honored to be Ismaili because there are certain things that I have been taught versus when I hear other people talk about Islam, like mainstream Islam, like Salafist, like other groups of Muslim, some people who say they want to become Ismaili because of XYZ, these issues, that issues. Hazrat Imam talks about peace, he talks about, you know, equality. Just in general, I'm not talking in an Islamic point of view, but
I hope that's
I feel,
honesty.
honored to be a part of that. And the community, like the structure that we have, the institutions that we have, and everything, I enjoy that, I like that,
Yeah, but there's lack of honesty here. Without honesty, what use is all this? Pretentious. How can we even trust?
Yeah, my work, I work only Mondays.
No, I think whatever you've learned from the Ismailis, or if you are an Ismaili, if you don't build trust, without trust, how can we even trust you to be a friend who wants to check up on me and then goes away and says he's empowering family, and there are men, and the empowering family here used said he doesn't know Azan Verma at all. Who's Azan Verma? So these lies going on, and you're spreading mistrust. You're spreading, you're breaking the trust of people who are in this condition. And you said you understand. What kind of a thing is this?
Mondays and Fridays, so I'm pretty.
And you're very eloquent people, very educated, and you know how to talk.
Good in that area. I do real estate.
Yeah, and sorry, and this and that. You've broken people's trust. You come in saying you care and sorry you didn't mean like this and crying.
No, that's okay, Zara ma'am. I'm totally okay with it. I just never have been like put online. Like my name has never been put online before, so.
Oh God, this is another deception. What a deception. And you're using Indian people. Dirty Indian people. And dishonest yourself. He's been. Can't trust these people. You are not a true Smiley, it seems. Smileys would never do this to me, betray my trust. Like this.